I did send you before, Mr. To know that I believe I sent you for 2 months right now, maybe less than 2 months. I did send you Muslim in Canada. Inside of that building, they give you job to Canadian Security Service. That building coming on the international world news. So maybe the government did not understand how serious God want to bring their country under this investigation. But after that, when this happening, they understand how serious you costing basically behind the mic is serious crime, what you costing in this country, how their government coming to answer why their country has been on the biggest earthquake ever seen in the history to their capital city, Ottawa. So if it's not happening, don't misunderstand. It is on the process to come into happening. You are on the criminal investigation, Muslim, Arab, inside the Canada, inside the Canadian Security Service building, to the 18 province. I did mark 10 province that building to come on the international news, which is their government coming to answer what happening, how this can happen in Canada, which is happening Fort McMurray before. Nobody know that Fort McMurray fire happening 3 weeks before. I did send the message and happening. So you are on the most serious investigation, Muslim people in Canada, by me to bring your culture on the international world news. But consequence in which is you losing not only your job, you can lose in your life too, because I did told you I will not let you walk away from that building, that Canadian Security Service building, Muslim, Arab, or other culture involved, whoever was behind that, they cannot walk away from that building before third war happening. So this war coming first to United States, to forcing United States, Washington DC, CIA, DIA, FBI, USA Navy, to send it to the United Nations and UK. My message, and my message again is, if United States not sending to UK and United Nations, we are in the serious. If we don't stand up and bring in government of Canada on the Ghasem3WAR investigation, we losing our country, which is the 27 states be destroyed. Joe Biden, this message must come to you to believe 27 states on the United States, all the electricity, space God side will destroy it, to bring in your side on the question and asking you in the international news, who was in Canada causing all this crime behind my future? And most important part, UK going on the water to European governments and United Nations coming to answer how come this major disaster happening only 3 days, destroying halting the United Nations and UK and European. And United Nations coming on the international news to answer that, which is I send them to YouTube, United Nations and NATO coming on the investigation for crime of Canada, for crime they did lie in Canada, walk away, and costing finally my case. I know that coming middle of the road. And I understand Muslim Arab in Canada, in Canadian Security Service, you send a spy behind my case. Even casting, I go using drugs. I know that you did cast that Muslim Arab. So my message to you, wherever you are, in the city you are, that city coming on the international world news, and that country, that government city, they are in the most serious risk because of they give you job to your culture and costing this crime behind my future. So you must believe what I pay in consequence in today. You coming on the international news by losing your house, Muslim people in Canada, in Canadian security and their government, and other culture, I believe involved India or Iranian, you losing your house, your job, be freeze on the investigation, because their capital city, Ottawa, space God side raising to bring this earthquake, which is the costing completely everything be destroyed in the capital city. So my investigation is on the way to you. Inside that building, they give you job, and you must believe this is going to happen. There is no question about that. It is on the way to happening, and you must prepare for this investigation coming by me from space God side to bringing you on the international news, because big question mark coming to the many people in the capital city, Ottawa. How come this happening? What costing that to happening? So I send into YouTube before happening. This coming to happening by major disaster to the capital city, Ottawa, to bringing you Muslim and other culture, India, in Ontario, Toronto, under my investigation for the lawsuit against that Department Canadian Security Service. They give you job. So you must prepare. My message to you: you must prepare any moment, any time this investigation will happening to your side, and they will freeze you inside of that building, Canadian Security Service building. At the same time, this information to you, I did send you United States. You was responsible before 27 states coming on the international world news. You was responsible to send into the United Nations UK government and to the European government. If we don't stand and freeze the government of Canada, our country be destroyed. According to the man, he sent the YouTube, Ghasem3WAR. He did send 2 months ago, few times, and he did give warning, and he told God is on the way to destroy in your country, United States, UK, United Nations, European. If you don't stand up and bring in government of Canada inside of that Canadian Security Service, multicultural under my investigation for lawsuit against the government of Canada. If you don't do that, Ghasem3WAR told third war happening, which is happening right now to you, United States, CIA, FBI, DIA department, US Navy. So this war will cost in 2023. My message only to you, United States, risk, according to the Space God side, TNT atomic explosion happening, Mr. in 2023. If government of Canada not you bring in by United Nations and UK and forcing their country coming under my investigation, who was behind my case casting all this crime, they must come on the international courts. According to Space God said one word, he told few days ago he will bring third war, and I must send it to you. 2023 from April, third war will happen in United States, UK, United Nations, and NATO, European.